I want to try to wrap up this series now, so apologies if this episode's a bit repetitive and you've heard all of this before multiple times throughout the series, and if everything's already been understood, I apologise for this, but I just want to try to summarise one more time what we've been exploring over the past 30-something episodes and the journey that we've been on. So, one more time, if you'll permit me. The problem here, this is the trench theory. The problem is that these two virtue sets are essentially good, but they often appear to be in conflict with one another. They want different solutions to all of our problems. Because we're now living in a liberal age, our generation now prioritizes these, but as it gets deeper into liberalism and as it gets more extreme, it begins to despise and reject all of these equally good counterbalancing virtues. And that's created a lot of problems for our society. So this explains why liberals now openly advocate against the truth and despise the truth, saying that 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4, and not only women have a cervix and men can be pregnant. Yet from their perspective, they're not so much rejecting the truth as they are only prioritizing love. We've seen how they advocate against justice as well, often taking the sides of criminals, stopping them from being deported and celebrating the arrival of illegal immigrants at the border. Yet from their perspective, they're not so much pursuing injustice as they are pursuing compassion for these people. We've seen how they want to banish knowledge and reason, again saying that men can be women, women can be men, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. Yet from their perspective, they're only advocating for equality. We've seen how they seek to quash freedom of speech and expressions of individual thought, but in their eyes, they're only striving for unity. We've seen how they want to impose a collectivist, globalist control on the world, saying you'll own nothing and be happy. Yet from their perspective, this is just the path to world peace. We've seen how they want to intimidate and ostracize dissenting voices through cancel culture, and how they want to deplatform dissenting voices from social media. But in their eyes, they're just trying to keep society harmonious and inclusive and unified. We've seen how they reject freedom and promote authoritarianism, and how they want to impose ridiculous rules on people. During COVID, they wanted to inject people with a vaccine that they didn't want and impose COVID passports. But in their eyes, all of these rules and authoritarianism is just designed to keep people safe. We've seen how they want to destroy the Christian faith that has for centuries underpinned Western civilization and mix it in with all the other religions of the world. And in their eyes, they're just promoting interfaith cooperation and inclusion and harmony. We've seen how they want to smash masculinity and male leadership. But again, in their eyes, they're just trying to make the world more gentle and more feminine. So if you were to look at all of these developments through the liberal lens, they would ask, how can anyone argue against these things? How can anyone argue against the pursuit of love, compassion, equality, unity, world peace, harmony, safety, cooperation, gentleness? How can any of those things be bad? And the answer is those things are not bad. Yet in reality, virtues follow to their extremes, and when detached from the counterbalancing virtues of the other side, quickly become vices. Therefore, the postmodern age is not headed towards some utopia as the liberal imagines, but instead is becoming marked by a rejection of all of these good things, these necessary things. It's becoming marked by a rejection of the truth and a rejection of justice and of individual freedoms and of righteousness and of reason and masculinity and personal faith. And so Western civilization is in fact beginning to crumble in front of our eyes, because a civilization can't survive for very long without these things. It can't dispose of a whole virtue set and expect to do well. In fact, let me play you a clip that shows what happens when a society begins to despise knowledge and truth and tells its children that nothing is real and that 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4, and instead spends its time teaching its children things like gender studies.
I'll give you $1 if you can name any continent.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know a continent. If I did, I would say it.
What century are we in?
20.
Yes. What country is the Queen of England from? Originally.
I definitely don't know.
No, give me your best guess. Guess a country.
What is a country again?
Give me a guess.
This is embarrassing. What is a country? What is a country? What is a country? Canada.
Yes. Do you know what time this is?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 2:45.
Yes. Do you know what country the Great Wall of China is in?
Country?
Yeah. If you had to guess.
Japanese.
Yes. Do you know what the third month of each year is?
Ain't that leap year or something?
Yeah. Do you know what 15% of 100 is? Around what it is, if you had to guess.
Probably like 75.
Do you know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
52.
Yes. Name 3 countries besides the USA.
I suck at history. I was like my worst subject. Can we do like science?
No. Any three. You know this.
A country? Oh my. This is terrible. A country. Wait, besides the U.S.?
Yeah.
Huh? Ah! I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, it's fine.
I can't do history. I can't.
Do you know how many dimes there are in the dollar? Make up $1.
A dime is the 10 cent or the 5 cent?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Damn.
Any 3. You know this.
Canada? New Mexico? Right? That's good?
Yeah.
Damn, I need one more. Damn.
Yeah, so you got Canada, New Mexico, and what?
Damn. I need to go back to school.
Do you know how many states there are in total in the U.S.?
100.
How many continents are there?
3.
Continents?
Yeah.
Yes. Who fought in the Civil War?
Who fought in the Civil War? Like from the president?
No, like who against who?
It was the Nazis versus Germany. No. Yes. No. I'm gonna say yes, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. You actually just guessed that?
Nah, yeah. I'm kind of smart.
You didn't know that? Oh. Did they teach you that in school or what?
They taught me it, but I just guessed it now, but
Yeah, so
it's like I forgot, but
yeah,
I mean,
it was right in the back of your head and like it came up.
yeah.
How many Kardashian sisters can you name?
Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian. Is that all? That's all.
Yeah, that's all of them for sure.
Smart.
Yeah, dude, you're a genius. How many seasons are there?
May, June, July, August, September, October, December. 8? No,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said 8.
Yes, 3 times 3 times 3 is?
3 times 3 times 3. 3.
No, you know this.
Yeah, I know this. Stop. Hold on. Nah, cause that's supposed to be a trick. That's supposed to be a trick thing. But like, I gotta do it in my head. Sorry. 9, and then 9 times 3. Damn. Damn. Oh, 36.
What's 3 times 3 times 3?
What's 3 times 3 times 3? Alright. 36?
Yes. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
3 times 3 times 3? 9 times 3. Like, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I'm retarded.
Yeah, take a guess, a number.
Like 36?
Yes. What's 3 times 3 times 3?
12.
Yes. Do you know what continent we're on right now?
No.
How many moons does the Earth have?
6.
This is an education system that is clearly failing. This is a civilization that is crumbling in front of our eyes. And yet these same people, you maybe saw the gay pride flags and the bracelets in some of those videos. These are the same people who have been brainwashed by leftist agendas to say with absolute passion and confidence that men can get pregnant and that 2 + 2 = 4 is racist, and who will shout that Christians are bigots for having standards of righteousness, and who will say that free speech should absolutely be curtailed if it hurts people's feelings, and conservative voices should be deplatformed. These are the ones who will shout that masculinity is toxic. These are the ones who will protest to stop criminals being deported and who will call for communism. It's a complete mess. But if you're asking, how did we get into this terrible state? What happened to create this mess? I hope what I've done in this series is explain why all this has happened. I hope that I've been able to clearly show that our society has started failing because we turned our back on very important values, and that if we don't come back to these values, we're eventually going to find ourselves in a much worse place, believe it or not, as we continue further down this path. Now, although I don't for a minute believe that this series is going to have any real macro impact on changing the course of Western civilization or anything like that, I guess some part of me just wants to know that I tried something to stop this descending madness. I tried to speak to my generation. That's what this series really is. It's just me. It's one voice with a very small channel, a very small ministry, just trying to do what I can to reach my generation. And maybe in the process, I can reach just one or two who would have otherwise fallen into the left trench along with the rest of society. Maybe this series can pull just one or two out of that pit and set them on a more balanced course going forward. And if I achieve that, just one or two, then it will still have all been very worthwhile. Either way, we are now done with Trench for the moment anyway. There is going to be a sequel to this at some point. When I originally set out on this project, I had this end goal in mind that we've not yet reached. However, I do think it's a good time to stop right now. We've been on this subject for a while. It'd be a good place to take a break. So we will be back on the subject at some point in the future, the culture wars. But for now, I hope that Trench has helped you to understand the world today, why we're in the place that we're in. And I hope the Christian church can now come together to form effective responses as we try to reach our culture for Jesus, knowing this information in the way that we now do. This series is available in book form from Amazon. It contains extra chapters and information if you'd like the book. This series will soon hopefully be available to download at thefuelproject.org as well if you want your own personal copy. And if you've enjoyed the series and you'd like to support the Fuel Project financially going forward, it's very much needed and appreciated. And you can do that at Patreon, where you can support from as little as just $2 a month. Thanks to everyone who is helping to grow this ministry. Thanks to everyone who shares and likes on social media. It's all very, very much appreciated. I'll see you all again, hopefully very soon. I think we're going to go on to answers, apologetics after this now. Either way, I'll be back very, very soon, I hope. God bless. I'll see you in a bit.